With Israel sending troops into Gaza following the October 7th Hamas attacks, the U.S. is stepping forward with some hard-won advice on fighting in similar conditions. After years of war in Iraq, Afghanistan, and Syria, American military leaders brought home a lot of knowledge in what can often be bloody close-quarters combat. Now, those leaders are passing on that knowledge to Israeli counterparts as ground operations in Gaza get underway.
A lot of military commanders for the United States got a lot of experience doing ground combat in highly dense urban areas during the Iraq War and in Syria. And they're sharing a lot of those lessons with the Israelis. From Secretary Lloyd Austin on down to a whole slew of military commanders, they have been talking to the Israelis almost daily about these types of issues.
Terrorists like Hamas deliberately target civilians, but democracies don't. This is a time for resolve and not revenge, for purpose and not panic, and for security and not surrender.
And Marine Lieutenant General Jim Glynn, who also spent a lot of time in these dense urban areas as a Marine, he was in Fallujah, Iraq. He also is now a member of a special advisory team that's gone into Israel. A key thing that the U.S. military commanders is talking to the Israelis about is how to minimize civilian deaths. They talk a lot about making sure the Israelis are building that into their planning and into their logistics and into their targeting as they move into this new ground invasion that everyone expects will happen. The U.S. did a lot of that early on in Iraq and also in Syria, where they spent at times weeks and months trying to ferret out all of the insurgents from the Islamic State group in those areas. And they had to be very careful targeting buildings and mosques and schools to avoid civilian casualties. So try to take the emotion out of it and not react quickly just to get revenge, and instead to take a bit more time, plan, get your troops in the right places, get your weapons in the right places so that you can do this in the best possible way. Because everyone knows and everyone has told the Israelis, it's not what you do right now, it's how you do it. So they're trying to make sure that that message gets to the Israelis because the world is watching.